Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and yes, it's time for some melee build. On a human, so it's a bloodied melee build. You can go full health if you prefer. On the ghoul, you can do even a little bit more damage going feral. Some customization you will need to do if you are a ghoul, as I'm speccing for human bloodied. Why is bloodied and not full health? Because I'm human, so I can utilize the power of unyielding combined with melee. I cannot utilize feral, so I play into the strength of the human. Melee feels really good with all the recent changes, but let's cover it step by step. What's the special distribution? Before legendary perks: 15 strength, 5 perception, 10 endurance, 3 charisma, 6 intelligence, 10 agility, 7 luck. And then legendary special endurance, agility, luck, intelligence. After that, taking one for the team. And hack and slash. Hack and slash is not super useful, but it does something. I was thinking, why not include it for the melee build and use it for a little bit. Normally I would probably not run it. I would choose whatever else in here. Maybe even extra strength for a little tiny bit more damage and carry weight. Or maybe something else. Whatever you want on this slot. This is not a must-have. And now the perks, and maybe let's start from the bugged one, as I was doing a little bit more testing if you are interested in Bloodluster. So what I figure out, if I use it or if I don't use it, I'm doing about the same damage. So it's not really worth it. What it actually does, outside of what it's saying on the Pip-Boy, like on the Pip-Boy, it's showing a huge reduction to the bleed damage. Luckily, in practice, it's about the same bleed damage with or without this card, because it's adding 35% to damage per second, but then takes away 25% out of the duration, so that about evens out. Therefore, not worth using, to be honest. Not worth using. It will apply the damage a little bit faster, and that's all the difference. On adventure servers, because of the lag, you cannot even see that it's any faster. So, like, no change. And out of the way, let's cover the perks that do work. So we do have Barbarian for extra resistance, Iron Fist for 100% unarmed damage. And yes, you can play this build with all type of melee weapons, unarmed, two-handed, one-handed, automatic melee. All of it can be used with this weapon, but I found to have the most fun. Like, I have the most fun with unarmed. That's what I found out. The most fun. Scatter Shot, yes, applies, so we can cripple all limbs with one swing. Blocker for tankiness, Incisor, especially important for some of the dot effects, and Auto Axe. Like, automatic melee weapons do need Incisor. For most other enemies, you will not notice a difference with Incisor or no Incisor if you use high damage single hit melee weapon. Martial Artist to swing faster, and Knee Kappa for this cool extra limb damage for all melee weapons. Perception Number Cruncher, more damage, and Tormentor, more damage after they cripple, so usually after the first swing. Endurance max out, because we need tankiness. If we want to play unyielding, all the help helps. So Life Giver, Iron Stomach, Natural Resistance, Adamantium Skeleton so we don't get randomly crippled, Fireproof, Star Genes to keep mutations, Ironclad to boost our resistance. We really need to hit 1k resistance, so that's important. Rat Sponge, because it changed it so it's fun now, it saves you a little bit of rat management as you are taking slightly less radiation from environment and other sources, so that's kind of handy. And Radical to have more strength. Under Charisma, Strength in Numbers to boost mutations, Bodyguards to give the missing tiny bit of damage resistance I needed. It's very unfortunate when you end up with Iron Fist giving 99% bonus, so I top up with Bodyguards to make sure I have always 100% bonus from Iron Fist. And Inspirational for experiences. We are already running Unyielding. Why not top up with a little bit more experience? Then Intelligence is for versatility here. So I do have First Aid, Science if I use melee with energy damage, Scrapper as a filler, Ned Rage for extra damage as we are blooded, Pyrotechnician if I choose to use something with fire damage. And there are some cool weapons that can utilize fire damage and other sources of damage, so yeah, why not? And White Knight, so our armor will not be constantly broken. It's kind of important if you want to play tank. In regular armor, I would not try without White Knight. Armor will be breaking constantly. Then we have Agility, Adrenaline for damage. Gunslinger Master, this one is not always here, but if I use a Furious Pounder's weapon like a regular weapon, I will run it. And if I want to use Auto Axe or weapons that do not have Furious Pounders set up, I will just switch that for extra action point regeneration, Action Boy. Then we do have evade effects, evasive, moving target, dodgy, all adds up. So my evade, depending if I'm sprinting or not, my total evasion chance is 40% when I'm not moving, and while sprinting 55%. So very high chance to evade. There is cost, as dodgy does add AP cost to evading the stuff, but we are not using that, so that's not a concern. All action points can be used for evading, and 40 to 55% evade chance is making a huge difference. Goat legs, as it was buffed, so no falling damage at all. I can fly, jump, use my jetpack as much as I want to, and I can go everywhere. No animation on landing. Goat legs takes away all the fall animation, so you can just land and sprint straight away. No stopping. So that's definitely worth 1 point in my opinion. Lusty Luck, Bloody Mess, very powerful for melee right now. Super fun, definitely worth 1 point. Class Freak to reduce side effects, Junk Shield for extra damage resistance. Good with Salt to keep more food. Currently, I will show you without food first, and then this build with food. How big of a difference does it make? Then Ricochet to be even more tanky. Serendipity, that's adding to our evade chance, that's why we have 40%. And Lucky Break, so we repair our armor even less. I really like this setup. I was working on that for 4 days, I think. But finally, I nailed it to the spot I like it. Took me a while. I was switching too much. But finally, the spot I like. And then, mutations and gear. So that's equally important. For the mutation part, I have almost everything. Then a reaction, bird bones, carnivore, then chameleon, eagle eyes, egghead, herbivore, herd mentality, marsupial, scaly skin, speed demon, and for melee what's important, talons and twisted muscles. So that's melee related. Lots of mutations. Do you need every single one? Maybe not, but there is no reason not to take it. Maybe the one mutation that is a tricky one in case of this build would be empath, as you are a tank. So do you want empath? Maybe not. That's why I don't have empath. And now the gear. There is a lot I could say about melee weapons. I was testing so many and they do so good. Even the good old All Rise is hitting super hard and crippling everything. Good old All Rise. After that, Super Sledge, very powerful now with the fire dot added. So that's really cool. I have Vampire 1 here. You can use almost everything. Underperforming, unfortunately, Galpas Maka. That's why I didn't make it legendary. I was hoping for more. It didn't offer. My favorite so far for Unarmed, because it's adding bleed damage on it. Like, what's important? If you want to have a chance to blow up a target with a first swing with a bloody mess, the weapon need to have the bleed. The bleed on armor or from Talon's mutations will not work on the first hit, but the bleed effect on the weapon itself will work on the first hit. So that gives you a chance so you can one-hit kill and blow up with bloody mess, hitting other enemies around. So that's kind of important for me. That's why I like that. Outside of that, it looks super cool. Furious Bladed Candy Claws. And that's small miner's gauntlet without the skin. That small miner gauntlet. Very powerful now. Probably what I would consider to be... I should mention here. Even the Shepherd's Crook hit crazy hard, and you can really main it if you want to. What I would want to get, but I don't currently have... I don't know what I did with mine. I used to have one. There is Ogwa Gauntlet in the game. That would be super cool. Look how good damage is there already on the bear arm with a heavy mod and limb damage bonus. I really like that. I need to get Ogwa Gauntlet. I don't yet have. Then, this is super cool. Look what it can combine. That's like super cool dot weapon. And why did I run it with mutants? I could run it with bloodied and that would be better, but mutants is universal. If I'm full health, I can use it too. And this type of a prefix that directly boosts the damage does affect dot as well. Furious wouldn't affect dot. So Furious is not great if dot is your focus. Then there is strength and Pyromaniacs can be used because there is fire damage. There is bleed damage as well, so that's the combination. It's rare to find combination of bleed and fire damage, but some weapons do have it. And even better. Super good dot. About the damage numbers you see of people, they do lie, so don't pay too much attention. More like in combat performance needed, you need to see how many hits actually take to kill enemy. The damage numbers are lying vastly, unfortunately, so you cannot fully rely on them. If you want absolutely the highest damage per hit unarmed weapon, Deathglow Gauntlet is offering the highest, but no bleed, no fire, nothing, no additional damage sources. That's why I'm not using it as much, but it's looking so cool with this skin, overgrown skin, and hitting really hard, so you can run with vampires. The damage is already there. The Warglaive, here with the skin of the Trident, but that's the Warglaive. Another cool weapon as you can combine energy and bleed damage and very high impact damage. So absolutely Warglaive is dominating this season. And armor. Armor is super important. I went with boss armor. The reason for that, the best damage resist, and we are really aiming into getting this 1k, over 1k. We need over 1k resist in order to get, where it is, Iron Fist to do 100% unarmed damage bonus. So we want this bonus. That's why I decided to switch my armor and go for Brotherhood. As well, Brawling mode on arms allows for additional 10% damage increase. On the 4-star, it's supposed to be more melee damage, but I don't have it, so I cannot equip it. It's all unyielding strength, and then through hikers to help me with the carry weight. I do have a jetpack on the torso. Jetpack is nuclear-powered jetpack from the Ghoul season. Looks really good all together. On legs, I do have ultralight. So you can see both legs, ultralight. And now, the performance, the combat. And if you wonder why do I have limb damage on my unarmed weapon, just because it's already swinging very fast. I have fun with enemies being insta-crippled. So why not? So I decided to keep the limb damage on this one. Weapon speed would be nice. And a lot of options would be nice. Look at that. So one swing, that's without food, and it will die. So the bleed is impactful enough, so you don't need to remember about them, and that was a bloody mess explosion. After you hit them, they will indeed die, even if a couple of seconds later. But they do. They all die. So you can see the bleed is significant, and that's a legendary. 2 swings will do it too. It's a very fast swing, as you may notice. If I want to swing more than once, it is swinging. And you can see my tankiness. No problem at all dodging those attacks. Ricochet being triggered. Another reason for the Brotherhood armor is considered heavy, so Ricochet triggers better. And now that's my damage if Super Mutant hits me first, so taking 1 for the team is triggered. It's crazy high in that case scenario. If I use a power attack, it will be 1 hit on all of them. I rarely use power attacks, that's a different button press. I prefer regular, but yeah, that's the power. If I power attack, they all die with a single swing, and you can see those bloodied explosions even though they die in single swing. So it can indeed trigger. Unyielding armor is helping too, as higher luck help with more of those explosions, and look at that. Both doggos dead in the same time. Now, what will be the difference if I add food? So I have a lot of food that I'm normally running. So we're adding all the food. So all the food added. Now I will have more melee damage. Because I... Okay, I didn't... Okay, wait, I didn't eat it yet. I forgot one. Now I will have more melee damage. Now I have more melee damage. Let's see. How much? Now with the food active. And now with the food active. Okay. Ducked so quickly that I didn't notice even how much damage was it. There it is. Basically, kill with single regular swing. Other weapon. So this really cool one. I cannot show you every single one. It would be too long. But this mutants ship squatch. Look at that cool weapon. It's absolutely brutal. The damage is absolutely brutal. It applies all type of a dot if enemy is tanky enough. Most enemies are not tanky enough. Oh, this one. This one was able to survive a second. This one is already almost dead. So it's big. It looks absolutely hilarious. I like huge weapons. They look so hilarious. It's burning and simultaneously it's a color of the blue flame and red flame. Both colors. I really like it. Looks awesome. Doing damage. Crazy high damage. Now heavy bear arm. So that is non-legendary. Just to show you how much it's already doing. And I just need the Ogre Gauntlet. So heavy bear arm. That's the damage. Almost killed, and that's only because my kill streak ended. So that's why they almost killed and not killed. So I was on the full kill streak, now it ended. That's a legendary 2-hit kill. Power attack will be always 1-hit kill. Oh, and now I already have a 1-shot kill on them. But as you may notice, even though I have talons, the bloody mess is not triggering from 1-hit kills. Only from 2-hit kills as talons need to apply first. So that's different than weapons that do have bleed on them. So that's a difference. Now, All Rise, look what it does. You can run All Rise. Absolutely destroys everything. And yes, I'm not using my auto axe as much anymore as it was nerfed, so it's not as powerful as it used to be, but it still does the job. So if you want to use it, like, it does the job. I would need to just take the card with reverse onslaught. Now I'm running it basically without its furious effects that's supposed to be there. Anything else? Okay, let's one more. Which one would you like to see? Tenderizer. Another huge weapon. Super goofy looking. I love it. So the Tenderizer mods have been changed too. So now it's limb damage if I put peppered, which is super cool. Built-in limb damage. Okay, this one will not survive for sure. And hilariously large weapons are fun too. I didn't even made it legendary, but it's already so cool. And this is the melee build. I hope you enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun this season run with melee. Of course, the biggest problem with melee, as always, you do need to get to enemies. So on events, it's harder. And maybe you will still need to use some ranged weapons in case of events to get your tags. As with melee, you will struggle to get there. But that being said, this is everything I have for you. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.